Welcome to Vedakarna. Today, we'll explore an amazing finance expenses dashboard designed to provide a clear summary of your income and expenses. This dashboard will help you track and manage your finances more efficiently. Here's a quick overview of the dashboard. Key metrics like living expenses, discretionary, transport, dining out, charity contributions, and medical expenses. A detailed view of total spend by account, and then expenses by category. Further down, a comparison of total income versus expenses, and next, monthly net income versus expenses. On the right, a breakdown of all expenses by subcategory for better analysis. That's an overview of the dashboard. Now, let's dive into how to create this dashboard step by step. Preparing the dataset. Before we start designing, we need to format and prepare our dataset. Select the entire dataset, Ctrl+A. Go to the Home tab, click on Format as Table, and choose a table style. Select column B, Date. Go to the Home tab, Format Options, choose Date, and click OK. Double-click on the column header for clarity. Click on the second row. Freeze the header row by going to View. Then freeze panes, so it stays visible while scrolling. Under the View tab, uncheck the Grid Lines option for a clean look. Rename the sheet to Data for easy reference. The dataset includes key details like account type, checking, credit, transaction date, descriptions, debit, credit, amounts, subcategories, main categories, and category types, expenses and income. Add a new column named Month and use the formula equals text date cell. Formatted as MMM to get the three-letter short form of the month. And highlight the column for clarity. Creating the pivot tables. Create a new sheet and name it PVT. Go to the Insert tab, Pivot Table. Then select Existing Worksheet, place it on the PVT sheet. Add Category to Rows section and Debit to Values section to summarize expenses by category. Pivot Table Options. Disable Autofit. Remove grid lines. Sort categories in descending order by debit values. Apply formatting, select $, and decreasing all decimal values. Name key matrix. Duplicate the existing table, then link the pivot table to the category and debit values. Add a if-error formula. Apply formatting, select $, and decreasing all decimal values. Remove grand totals. Total by account. Copy the first pivot table. Replace category with account. And add grand totals. totals for rows, columns. Link the totals to the pivot table below row. Apply formatting, select $, and decreasing all decimal values. Rename the table header to Total by Account. Monthly net income versus expenses. Use the month field in rows. Change the value format to 0.0, K to display number values in thousands, and filter by category type expenses. Duplicate the table for income, replacing debit with credit, and format values cleanly. Below, combine results into a table showing month, income, and expenses. Link values using to pivot. Use the if-error formula to handle errors in Excel. It ensures that if the getPivotData function fails, an empty result is returned instead of an errors or zeros with blanks. Change the value format to 0.0, K to display number values in thousands. Repeat these same steps for the salary column. Copy the expenses pivot table and replace the month field with subcategory. Ensure the values show in dollar format apply. Use paste special values. If error, to replace errors or zeros with blanks. All expenses by category. Highlight headers or totals with subtle colors for clarity. Copy the pivot table and paste it, right-click on the table, and select Show Field List. Remove the debit field and replace it with the amount field in the Values section, Category in the Rows section. Finalize and format the table. Copy the table, then use Paste Special to paste as values and formats. Remove the grand total row to keep it clean. Organize categories in the following order: salary, living expenses, charity, dining out, discretionary, medical expenses, transport. To make this dynamic, use the getPivotData function. Enter equals getPivotData, open parenthesis, amount close parenthesis, pivot cell reference to pull values automatically. Drag the formula down using Ctrl+D to apply it to all rows. Next, total income versus expenses. Copy an existing pivot table and paste it into a new section. Right-click on the table to open the field list. Adjust the fields to income and expenses for comparison. Below, make a duplicate table as values and formats, link values. Ensure proper alignment and consistent formatting for a professional look. Add a new sheet. Click the plus button at the bottom of the workbook to add a new sheet. Rename the sheet to Dashboard for clarity. Go to the View tab and uncheck grid lines to create a clean workspace. Insert a background shape. Go to Insert, Illustrations, Shapes, and choose a rectangular shape. Drag and resize the shape to your desired size. Set the height to 17.15 and the width to 33.41 for a large background. Format the shape. Change the fill color to white. Set the border color to your preferred design color. Create content areas. Insert a smaller rectangular shape. Go to Insert, Illustrations, Shapes, and select a rectangular shape. And adjust the fill color as needed. Remove the outline. Set the height to 2.03 and the width to 3.82. Copy and paste the smaller shape to create additional sections. Arrange the shapes neatly across the dashboard layout. Add a title insert, a text box. Go to Insert, Text Box, and type your dashboard title, Finance Expenses Dashboard. Format the text. Increase the font size to 44. Change the text color to white and select a bold font. And apply a shadow effect. Remove the text box's fill and outline. Center the title at the top of the dashboard. Copy and paste shape. Add key metric sections to represent key metrics. Resize the shapes as follows. Set the height to 2.2 and the width to 4.68. Copy and paste shape. Arrange them to align neatly across the dashboard layout. Go to Shape Format and align horizontally, vertically, and to top. Create graph sections. Add shapes for graphs and resize them as follows. First graph, 0.48. Width equals 7.99. Second graph, height equals 5.83. Width equals 12.22. Third graph, height equals 12.19. Width equals 8.47. Fourth graph, height equals 5.52. Width equals 7.98. Fifth graph, height equals 6.64, width equals 12.26. Final adjustments. Align all elements neatly to ensure a professional layout. Let's start by adding icons. Next, insert text box. type living expenses. Color bold white. Font type Calibri font. Size 14. Follow each steps. Then type equals into to the text box. Go to the pivot table sheet. Example, select the cell link, living expenses, to the link, pivot table values. Color bold white. Finally, adjust the font size 16. Follow each steps. Insert a refresh icon to allow automatic updates whenever data changes. Add a full screen icon to enhance user interactivity. Go to the pivot table for total spend by account. Insert a donut chart and move it to the dashboard sheet. Format the chart as follows. Right-click and hide all field buttons on the chart. Set the donut hole size to 50%. Add data labels, select percentage only, and uncheck the value option. Leader lines. Size 10, change the font to Calibri, and make it bold. Set the label color to white. Remove shape fill and outline. Insert a header above the chart with the title, Total Spent by Account. Format it with font Calibri, size 14, and bold. Align and adjust the layout for a clean appearance. Custom colors. First section, a 9D18E. Second section, 9DC3E6. Add the total spend values, checking and credit, at the center of the chart. Go to Pivot Table, link the total values. Next, Expenses by Category insert a waterfall chart using the Expenses by Category pivot table. Move it to the dashboard sheet. Follow the same formatting steps. Adjust size, colors, and alignment. Next, total income versus expenses. Insert a bar chart using the total income versus expenses data. Move it to the dashboard sheet. Follow the same formatting steps. Adjust size, colors, and alignment. Name the chart Total Income versus Expenses. Format it with Income Color 00B050. Expenses color FF0000. Next, monthly net income versus expenses. Use a clustered column chart for monthly net income versus expenses data. Customize the colors, axis labels, and title for clarity. Monthly net income versus expenses. Next, expenses by subcategory. Insert a clustered bar chart for expenses by subcategory. Adjust the chart's alignment and size. Expenses by subcategory. Customize the colors, axis labels, and title. Let's start by adding the slicer option. Go to the pivot table and click anywhere inside it. Navigate to the Insert tab, click on Slicer, and select the field you need. Choose Month and click OK. Now, I'll cut the slicer and paste it where I want it on the dashboard. The default slicer doesn't match dashboard design, so let's customize it. Go to the slicer and select Duplicate. Give it a new name. Format the slicer by doing the following. Go to Whole Slicer, Fill Options, and select a custom color, 44546A. No border. Update the font to Calibri, make it bold, and set the color to white. Next, header. Repeat this process for all slicer states. Use the same color scheme, 44546A. No border. Once all the slicer styles are updated, click OK to apply. Then, selected item with data. Repeat this process for all slicer states. For the border, choose white. Unselected item with data. Repeat this process for all slicer states. No border. Next, let's adjust the slicer to fit perfectly into the dashboard layout. Right-click on the slicer and choose Report Connections to ensure all relevant fields are linked. Go to Slicer Settings and check the option to hide items with no data. Now, our slicer setup is complete, and it matches the dashboard design beautifully. Let's test the functionality. Adjust the view by clicking the zoom buttons for a full screen, or click again for zoomed out. Select Refresh button to see the dashboard update dynamically. That completes our Finance Expenses Dashboard tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tutorials.